Morning. Went to a garage sale just down the road from my house the other day, and typical garage sale has the usual junk sitting out front. Nothing really worth having. But the guy asked me if I was looking for anything in particular. I told him, I said, I'm always looking for Coleman stuff, stoves and lanterns, coolers, things like that. Coleman stuff lasts forever. And he says, hey, I'll tell you what, I got a 3-burner stove. Have you ever seen one of those? I said, yeah, I've seen them. What do you got? So he brings it over, sets it down on the floor. He's all excited to show it to me. Well, it's not a 3-burner. As you can see in the title of this video, this is a 413 Echo, or E. Well, not a 3-burner, but it is a massive 2-burner, which makes me very happy. Now, I'm a Coleman guy. I like all their stuff. I mean, not all their stuff, but I like their older stuff. Especially like this here was made somewhere between 1953 and 1960. Everything works on it. I did not paint the tank. Somebody else painted it. But, this old stuff, it lasts forever and nothing really needs to be done to it. It just works. And this thing here is not in the greatest of shape. I mean, as you can see, the grate has gotten a little hot. As you can see, the warp in that one there, and this one here was bent way up, and I popped it back down so you can actually put a pan on it. But I like this over my 425Es because I have a couple of these. Get the pans off of here. I like these, but they're so little. So, the problem is you're out camping. There's your pan for pancakes. Now here's your pan for what? It doesn't fit. So then you're over here doing this goofy shit, trying to pull the thing way off to the side, and so only half your shit's getting cooked, and then you're trying to cluster this one on here. And now this, on the other hand, this thing's almost as big as my kitchen stove. I can cook breakfast finally without having half-cooked half-cooked pancakes in the morning. I thought that was pretty cool. And another thing that's pretty cool, grab this tank. Look at the size difference between these two tanks. And sorry, I have a cameraman with me this morning. That bottom tank, man, it's like a fucking submarine. And I think it takes almost a half a gallon to fill it. Took a lot of fuel, but I guess the good thing about that is taking all that fuel is going to take a long time to empty it, I guess. But so I don't know if you're, this isn't really a review. Sorry about the camera keeps dropping down. I'm not really doing a review. I'm just making observations. But if you're, happen to be stumbling across a Coleman stove and you're looking at the big one versus the smaller one, yeah, the smaller one's a little more backpackable, but they both weigh about the same, about 10 pounds. But this one's so much more convenient. Especially, I only have just the three of us, the boss and the Munchkin and I. So we don't really need a big stove, but it is nice though that, one person wants pancakes, one person wants, or let's say somebody wants scrambled eggs and the other person wants an omelet. If everybody wants to eat all at the same time, you obviously have to have more than one burner going and whatnot. But I saw this. This kind of made me laugh. This is a towel bar. Okay, now you have to understand, with the thing open, and it would stand open on its own. That hangs off the back like that. That's where you hang your towels. Great idea. Horrible thought. It's a cool idea. Hey, that's a good place to hang your towels. You aren't, having it lay there and getting scummy, or hanging it on a stick, or having it fall in the dirt. Except for the fact that you have this nice flammable material hanging off the back of your burner. But People were smarter back then. They had more common sense. You know, which is why these old stoves just had the name. This one here was made in 72, and it's already, you know, it's got directions on it. That one's from 72, you know, and it tells you how to light it, what to do. Always be careful. Note, you know, be careful, don't set yourself on fire, you know. Never fill it with diesel fuel or kerosene, you know. Too many warnings. It used to be people were smarter, or at least had common sense. You know, you didn't have a whole lot of foreigners and idiots and shit trying to figure out, you know, how to figure out our complex machinery, because we as Americans are an intellectual group versus like the towelheads and dooncoons that can't even figure out how to operate a toilet, or the God forbid the Chinese that all shit in a hole in the floor. Oh, okay, well, I'm rambling again, but I like the stove. I like the fact too that it comes with a built-in lift kit, so I can go from low, medium, or high depending on how much tire clearance I want to have here for rough terrain, you know. Where else can you get a lift kit on a stove? I think that's awesome. But this thing fired right up, even with the horrible fuel that's in it. I think it was gasoline maybe at one time. Right now it smells like paint thinner that's about 50 years old after sat in a horse snatch and rotted for 200 years. But pretty nasty stuff. But it burns clean, works really well. I'm happy with it. So I guess, you know, what a good $5 purchase. So if you guys happen to stumble across one, if you have your option between the little one and the big one, little one's a little nicer because it's a little smaller, but the big one's nice. Put more shit on it. And we as Americans, we need to eat. We might be smart, but we're sure getting fat. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed. See ya.